Tom O'Shanter. When Chapman bullies leave the street, and the roofy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tuck the gate, while we sit boozing at an happy, and getting foo and anker happy, we think on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, water, slips and styles, that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing a wrath to keep it warm. Dis de roof van honest Tom O'Shanter, as die vrieer je nacht dit kanter, old air whenever a tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tom, had thou but been so wise, esteem thy een wife Gates advice. She to the wheel, there was a skellum, a bladdering, blustering, drunk and blellum, that frae November till October, ye market day, there warna sober, that elke melder with a miller, thou sad as long as thou had siller, that every nag was got a shoe on, the smith and he got roaring foo on, that in the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank with skirt and jean till Monday. She prophesied that later soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched with warlocks in a murk by Eloise old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gives me greet to think how many coons so sweet, how many lengthed sage advices the husband through the wife despises. But to our tale. Ye marketknecht, Tom had got planted anchor-recht fast by an engel, blazing finely with reaming swats that drank divinely, and at his elbow Suitor Johnny, his ancient trusty, the roofy cronny. Tom loot him like a very brother, they had been foo for weeks together. The necht dreef on with sangs and glitter, and aye, the hill was growing better. The landlady and Tom grew gracious, with favours secret, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queere stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm was out, met rare and rustle, Tom did not mind the storm a whistle. Yeah, meant to see a man see happy, he droom'd himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame with lads of treasure, the minutes winked their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tom was glorious over all the years of life victories. The pleasures are like poppy spread. You seize the flower, its bloom is shed, or like snowfalls in a river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis rays that flit ere you can point their place, or like a rainbow's lovely form, a vanishing amid the storm. Nee, men kent either time nor tyd. Die uur approaches, Tom onripe. Dit uur o nechtsplek erts de kiesteen. Dat dreary uur, he mounts his beast in, and second echt he taks de roden, as neer per sinne was abroad in. The wind blew as but blown its last. The rattling showers rose at the blast, the speedy gleams. The darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang, the thunder bellowed. That nacht, a child mocht understand, the deal had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare Mac, a better never left that leg, Tom scalping on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his good blue bonnet, whilst screwing over some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowing round with prudent care, lest Bogle catch him unaware. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where geists and hullets nechtly cry. By this time he was crossed the fort, wherein the snow the chapman smort. And past the burgs and Meaglesteen, where drunken Charlie breaks neckbane. And through the winds, and by the cairn where hunters found the murdered bairn. And by the thorn the boonde well where Mango's mother hang herself. Before him Doon pours all its floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings crash through pole to pole, near and more near, the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a blaze. Through elke boor the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make a scorn. With Stippany we fear nae evil, with Shushkabat will face the evil. The swat say riemed, in Tommy's not all fair play, he cared na deal a bottle. But Maggie stood recht stare astonished, till by the heels and hand admonished. She ventured forward on the licht and, Tom saw een uncle zegt. Warlocks and witches in the dance, niet cotillon, bring you from France with hornpipes, jigs, straasvuis and reels, but live metal in their heels. A winnikbanker in the east, there sat old Nick, in shape a beast, a tousy type, black, grim, and large. To keep the music was his church. He screwed the pipes and got them skirled to roof and rafter, rolled it derrel. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the deed in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slecht, each in their cold hand hold a lecht, by which heroic Tom was able to note upon the haly table. A murderous banes, in gibbet errands, 'twas spanlang we, unchristian barons. A thief new cutter through a rape, which his last gasp his garb did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted. A garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his own son alive bereft, the grey hair yet stuck to the head, and mere of horrible and awful, what even to name was be unlawful. A stomach lowered the meest incurious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious, the piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew, they reeled, they set, they crossed, they clicked, till Ilka Carlin, Swat, en Rieket, en Koester dat is to the work, a linked had it in her sark. Now Tom, oh Tom, had they been queens all plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of Gracia Flannan, being Snow White 70 linen, their bricks of mine, my only pair, that once were plush of good blue hair, I would them give them of me hurries for yeebling on the bonny birdies. But weathered bell dames, old and droll, red woody hags that spin and fall, all looping and flinging on the cromach, I wondered it not turn thy stomach. But Tom kent what was what for brawly. There was ye winch and wench and wally that nacht and listed on the core, long after Kent on Carrick shore. For money a beast to that she shot, and parish money a bonny boot, and shake baith meagle corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fair. Her catty's harco paisley hair, and that was the lassie she had worn, in longitude though surely scanty, it was her best, and she was fanty. Oh, little wist I reverend granny, that sark she coughed for her wee nanny, with twapping Scots was all her riches, that ever graced a dance of witches. But here my muse her wingman koor, sick vlechts are far beyond her poor, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, and super jawed she was in strang, and how Tom stood like een bewitched, and for this very een and rich, even Satan glowered and fetched for fame, and hotched and blew with macht and main, till first she gave a sign another, Tom and his reason all together, and roared out, "Well done, Catty Sark!" And in an instant, all was dark, and scarcely had the Maggie rallied, till out the hellish legion sallied. As bees bezoet with angry fyke, when plundering herds assailed their dike, or like open pussies, mortal foes, when pop she starts before her nose, or like eager runs the market crowd, when catch the thief resounds out loud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, as many and all the be sleek and hollow. Oh Tom, they'll catch thy ferrin, in hell they roast you like a heron. In vain thy gate awaits thy coming, Kate's son will be a woeful woman. Now do the speedy utmost, Mac, and with the keystane all the brack, dare them thou till my toss. A running stream they darena cross, but ere the keystane she could make, the fenter till she had to shake. But Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tom with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle, ye springbrocht off her master hill, but left behind her ain grey tail. The curran cut by the rump, and left per Maggie scarce a clump. Now, who this tale of truth shall read, elk man and mother son, take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or catty thoughts run in your mind, think you may buy the joys our air. Remember, tam who shanter mer.